Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Creed. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be playing some more PUBG, but before this video starts, I want to go ahead and let you guys know I do apologize for not uploading in about like a week or so. I just have not been very consistent, have been focusing on more school stuff and trying to keep my grades up, obviously, which is important. Hopefully the end of this week or starting next week, I can upload more consistently. In this video, I just talk about the new sniper in PUBG and my opinions on it, how it compares to all the other snipers, and if it's actually good to use as a weapon in the game, and just my thoughts on the whole weapon itself. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys will go on to enjoy the video, and yeah, peace out. Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Creed. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about the new sniper rifle that they have just added into PUBG, the MINI14, and how like this sniper rifle compares to all the other snipers now. And this video that you're watching is actually a game that I won with the brand new sniper. And I actually was, as you can see in the beginning here, I was the only one at the military base, so I got very, very lucky to be able to get to the military base and get a bunch of supplies without obviously having conflict. So I was very surprised because there was a lot of people on the plane and they were all AFK, so I was able to loot everything, all the barracks, the towers, but I didn't want to spend too much time looting because obviously the blue barrier. But anyways, so as you are seeing on screen now, it took me a while to find this, but as far as the drop percentage of this weapon, it's honestly not that hard to find. The first game on that I had this weapon, I went to ruins first. I found a Tommy gun, and I looted around there, got some good loot, and then I headed to Watertown, and on top of one of the buildings I found two MINI14s side by side with a bunch of ammo, so they're not hard to find. And I also found one in the military base, obviously, and I found one on the brown tower before, two of them as well, back to back, in the same game, obviously, on that brown tower that you saw me looting earlier. But this game I actually found one inside one of these barracks or towers, whatever they're called, and comparing these two, because obviously, or not comparing these two, but comparing this weapon to its, I guess, baby brother. In my opinion, I'm going to call it the baby brother, because although the stats are a little bit weaker compared to this other weapon I'm going to be talking about, I feel that it is a way better sniper. So comparing this to the SKS, as you can see on screen now, the green obviously shows what the extra attachments added to the MINI14 like give it an advantage of, and the blue shows the MINI14 stats, and then the white is showing the SKS stats, and it compares mostly to the SKS in my opinion, but I think it's way better because the SKS has a fast fire rate like the MINI14, but the MINI14 has very, very minimal recoil. Comparing these two as far as recoil, what I found is the SKS has so much recoil that you honestly can't spray if you're aiming down the sight. You have to like take your time with it, almost treat it as a bolt action sniper. But the MINI14 is completely different. Very minimal recoil, which you'll soon see when I get kills with this weapon. It's still really good power too. There's no like specific different two sets of modes on this. There's no auto, there's no single, it's just one mode, which is, I guess, single. And as you can see there, I'm spraying down that guy with MINI14, and he almost killed me, but I was able to take him out. And depending on your trigger finger in the game, you can really use this weapon to your advantage by really being able to spray with it. And how I would put this gun in comparison to all the other snipers is I made this in Photoshop comparing them, which will be up on screen now, and it just shows, in my opinion, what I think, how I think the snipers will align up, and how I think that they should be aligned up. And you might be thinking, well, why is the AUM not at the top because it has the most power? Well, I'm not going I'm not going by the most power of the weapon. I'm going by just the statistics of the gun itself, like all of them, and how easy it is to find. So the Kar 98 and M24, I have them crossed over against each other because I found that the M24 I mostly find in crates, not really any other weapon, and it's more, if you can make it to a crate, I more than likely find that weapon, and it's a much better sniper than the Kar 98, and in my opinion it's just a little bit better as far as power, stability, quicker reload speed if you have an extended mag, and I think even a faster reload speed without one too than the Kar 98, because I think the Kar 98 is 4 seconds and then the M24 is 3 seconds, and if you have a extended mag the Kar goes down to 3.2 and then the M24 goes down to 2.3 or something like that. I don't know. So there is a big advantage there with the M24 having it. And I think, in my opinion, that the M24 is the better out of the two between the Kar and the M24. That's just my personal opinion. You can have your own opinions of how you think the weapons and snipers are different from each other and which ones are better. And I put the AUM in the middle, obviously above the MINI14 and all the other snipers. I put the AUM there because it is very hard to find in crates. Although it has power, it's very hard to find, and the only good thing about it is its power. I find that it's kind of difficult to use. I have had it once before in the past in PUBG, and I found it difficult to use. Now maybe now it won't be so difficult, but in the past when I had it, it was kind of difficult to use. But obviously that power, being able to one-shot people, just makes up for a lot of it. So that's why I do have it on the list here, sitting in the middle. So and then the MINI14, I think that it's better than the SKS because although the stats are similar to the SKS and it's a little bit weaker as far as most stuff, you can get it up to the same as far as some statistics, I think shooting range, bullet speed, or something like that, with the extended mag, cheek pad, all the other attachments. You can get it up higher, but I think it mostly compares to the SKS and is better than the SKS because of the low recoil. It has a lot of power like the SKS does, but having the low recoil and being able to spray with it really is a big advantage if you're just comparing these two together. And that's why I think the MINI14 is more powerful. And obviously I have the VSS at the bottom because although I like this weapon, the weak power of the VSS, it just doesn't really make up for it. And I just find that its recoil is not that much, and obviously it being already suppressed is great, but I find that in situations it doesn't do it enough damage that I need it to do, and I'm finding myself just wasting ammo and giving away my position for other enemies to find me, and if I'm engaging in a fight with it. So that's why I have the VSS at the bottom. But if I still come across it, I will pick it up. But if I come across a SKS or MINI14, I will obviously choose that weapon over the VSS, obviously. Now, obviously, I think today, as of recording this, today they have released the MINI14 into live servers, so you don't have to be in the test server. This recording was in the test server. I recorded this last night. I managed to take a dub, but yeah, I recorded this last night. I was able to get a lot of kills with it, and I was trying to just solely use the MINI14 so you can see how it works and, everything about it. But it is a really, really overpowered weapon in my opinion. If you really like the SKS and you're good with it, but your only gripe about the SKS is it's a kind of higher recoil, then go with the MINI14. Not a huge power decrease for the MINI14, and having that having the low recoil and high fire rate is just a big plus with it comparing to the SKS, and that's why I really, really like this weapon. I'm glad they added it too, because there was really, in my opinion, what I thought that there's really between the auto rifles, they didn't make them good enough because the VSS and the SKS are the only two auto rifles in the game before they added in the MINI14, and I feel like they are completely opposites of each other. The SKS had good power, but you know, it was high recoil, and I feel like the VSS has a lower recoil, but is obviously it has a built-in scope, so that's a plus for it, but it has low power and low stats for pretty much anything, but the scope that's built into it is super easy to use, so that is a plus with the VSS, and you don't need to find your own scope as well. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad that they added finally a new auto rifle into the game, and I'm glad that it's an actual good weapon. Obviously, I left this out of the list, and I just remember this is the MK14 or something like that. I don't really know where this one will sit. It has incredible recoil. I know I've used it a lot, and I just feel like it has a lot of recoil, and that's why I don't like it. But obviously the weapon itself is still good as far as power and everything, but the recoil is just too high. But I've said like "but" in all these other words multiple times, but and there I go again. But okay, anyways, so that's my thoughts of the weapon and my opinions on it. You'll see in this gameplay how the recoil really stacks up and is a big plus when trying to really fire at people rapidly and trying to really kill them as fast as possible. And I think that this weapon will be used by a lot of people and will be very overpowered if you do have it and you know how to use the weapon itself. But that's my opinions on it. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and now I'm going to let the gameplay just go ahead and play out, and you guys can watch the kills I get with this and winning the game, because I really do like this gameplay. But yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think about the MINI14 down in the comment section. And if you want to see some more PUBG gameplays with this weapon, or just in general, just PUBG gameplays, and if you want them to be highlights or just full out games, let me know by leaving a like and a comment. That'd be much appreciated. Anyways, it's been your boy Creed. See you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Peace out.